So the first thing that I bought was this Revolution Conceal and Hydrate foundation. So it's Radiance foundation with hyaluronic acid. It's a medium to full coverage foundation. I got the shade F7. So this is in between my normal skin tone. So I've got red hair, so I'm very fair. I've got a pinkish bluish tone underneath my skin, and my tan skin tone, which is obviously, it's more like an orangey browny tone. So this sits in between, which I like. I don't particularly like having two foundations. So for my normal skin tone, I like to warm it up a little bit, just because I just feel like that suits me better. I think because my hair's quite dark and my skin is quite fair, I like to just warm the skin tone up a little bit, just so I just think it looks better on me. And then when I'm tanned, what I tend to use is a bronzer to make my face darker so that it matches the rest of my body. So that's why I always go for an in-between shade. I've not tried this before. I'm excited to try it. I was initially using a BB cream. I tend to use something that's light coverage, but I wanted to give something else a go. Now, I picked this up because it's got hyaluronic acid in it, which means it's almost like makeup with skincare. So hyaluronic acid is a sugar polymer that is naturally found in skin. It's very hydrating, so 1 molecule of hyaluronic acid can draw in, I believe it's up to 1,000 molecules of water, or 1,000 times its weight in water. So it's very good for your skin, particularly now as I'm getting older. My skin is getting drier, which is something it naturally does as it gets older. So I'm hoping this will help out. This is the Revolution highlighter. Now I got this in the shade Dare to Divulge. So it's a really beautiful light champagne. It's got a tinge of pink in it. Now I bought this because I had a really bad highlighter, and I tested this out and it has an amazing payoff. So see if I can swat a little bit on my hand for you. So literally it comes off like, you don't need much of this at all. And you can see, I'm not sure you can see it on my hand, but it's very, very shiny. You won't need a lot, which is why I like it. And I also really like this colour because it's in between, again, it's in between my normal skin tone and my tan skin tone. So I feel like because there's a pink undertone, I could definitely use it if I didn't have any tan on. But if I have got tan on, because it's a champagne colour, it would still very much suit that skin tone. So that is really beautiful. I'm absolutely in love with this. So it is a brownie red lipstick, or they call it a crayon. So the shade is, it looks quite brown in the bottle, but I actually have the shade on now and it's quite red. I feel like this is a lot more wearable in the day. If you can see that, there's definitely quite a dark brown undertone to it, but not too much that it's dull. So that's really beautiful. It's not drying on the lips at all, and I believe that was about £4. I've not mentioned, I think that was £4, and I believe this was, oh I can check the receipt actually, I think it was £8.99. Let's have a look. So the foundation was, yeah, £9, which I think is really good because it's a big bottle as well. So this is the Sally Hansen Insta Dry Nail Varnish. Now, if you've watched my channel, you'll know that I've recommended the gel nail lamp from Amazon, and I absolutely love gel nails. If I had the time to do them, I would. Now, I don't even have the time to paint my nails and let them dry, so I thought this was sort of a good in-between. This is supposed to dry nails in 60 seconds. Now, I have given this a go. I painted my nails at the weekend because it's the first time I've done it in ages, and I feel so much better when I've got my nails painted. I feel so much more put together. Now, I'm going to admit this does not dry your nails in 60 seconds, and this cost me, I think, £6.95. It is a really nice top coat. It's thick. I do feel like it's making my nails last longer, but it doesn't dry them as quickly as I hoped. So if any of you guys have got a recommendation on what can dry my nails out quicker, please let me know in the comments below because I would really appreciate it. But it does, like I said, it does dry out quicker, so I am happy with it. I mean, it's probably, instead of, do you know when you've done your nails and you have to literally sit for half an hour so that they dry and harden, it probably takes more like 10 minutes with this. So not a bad product, but not exactly what it says on the tin. And then to go with that, I bought just one of these pots. just one of the acetone pots. Because I have only gelled my nails for the past year and a half, I actually didn't have one of these, and then the ones that I did have were like super gross, really old. I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna go and get a new one, so go. This is the St. Moritz Gradual Tan. This is one of the water tans. If you are an experienced tanner, I would absolutely recommend moving on to water tans. They do not make a mess. Your bedding is completely clean. You don't necessarily have to wash it off. They are absolutely fantastic, and I would not go back to a normal tan after using a water tan. Now, I am an absolute lover of St. Moritz. Love it. I wore this on my wedding day. I didn't use this because I think this came out after my wedding. I think it came out a couple of months after my wedding. I used the dark, just the normal dark tan. I didn't even do my wedding hair or my wedding makeup because I didn't trust myself to do it, but I love the tan so much that I did do the tan. I didn't go for a spray tan. I absolutely love this brand. It's so cheap for what it is. This is a little bit more expensive than the normal one. I think you can get the normal one in like B&M and Home Bargains for probably like £3, whereas this is £7, so it was £6.99. But it's so worth it for the cleanliness of it. This also has added vitamin E, so vitamin E is good for nourishing the skin. It's also an antioxidant, so it helps with free radicals, which is really good if you are out in the sun. It is not a sun protection though, so always put on SPF. But yeah, this is definitely a Hall of Famer. I've used this pretty much since it came out, and I don't regret it. I also use the darker one, but the darker one is too dark for me. In England at this time, it's so rainy, it's so horrible, and to be fair, they call this a gradual tan. I can put one layer on and it's dark enough for me. It's almost like a normal light to medium tan, whereas the dark version of this is very dark. I went to work, I did the worst thing. I tested a new tan out on a Sunday night. One, I thought it was gradual tan, so I didn't moisturise my hands, which was, oh my god, you know what tan's like if you don't moisturise your hands before. It was clogged all in my pores. And the dark, I think they call it medium to dark, and I always have the dark tan. It was super dark. In fact, somebody said that their parents who had been to the Dominican Republic were not as dark as me, and I have red hair, so I can't even pull off super dark shades. So yeah, that's the next item. I'm going to show you these. So my Superdrug has actually reduced the size of their MUA stand, which I'm absolutely gutted about, because that's a Hall of Fame product. These are two Hall of Fame products, and I was gutted that I couldn't get them, so I'm going to have to order them offline. So I'm going to show you sort of my horrible old packaging, so I do apologise. This is the MUA bronzer. So this is one of their cheap bronzers, and it's in Sun-Kissed Bronze. What I really love about this shade is, I've got it on now, I'm not sure, the thing is it comes up slightly different on camera, but what I really love about this shade is that there's a slight, very slight red undertone, and I find that a very natural looking bronzer. I don't like any bronzers that are like a yellowy undertone. This is absolutely gorgeous, and it used to be £1, but I believe it's gone up to £1.50. But that is a Hall of Famer item, along with this. This is, oh my god, the packaging of this is awful. Look, everything has rubbed off of it. So this is the Pro Brow. This is the, sorry, my dog just nicked the receipt. This is the Pro Brow Ultimate Eyebrow Kit. So it's an all-in-one shape, shade and highlight. And I get this in the Fair Mid. And I apologise, this is really gross. So if I open it up, this is the shade that I use. So it's the darkest shade. Now it is a powder. I know loads of people don't really use powder eyebrows anymore, but I find them, they look really natural. If you wanted to make this look more like a gel, you can do by dipping your brush in water and then applying it. I have done that, say, if I'm going out for dinner at night time and I want my brows to be a little bit more defined, but in the day I do like a natural look, so I just go for the dark shade here, and then I don't use this to highlight like they suggest. What I do is I use these two shades as eyeshadows, as a simple everyday look when I can't really be bothered to get out my eye palette. So yeah, really love that. And I love that it's got a mirror as well. It's so handy, and it's a good mirror. It's quite a good size as well, so I definitely recommend that. I think that's either £2.99 or £3.99, but really good product. I've used that for maybe 2 or 3 years, so that is a real true Hall of Famer. So I went in not necessarily looking for skincare, but did end up coming out with just a couple of bits. So, oh, I got this actually. I'll just show you this really quickly. So, because I spent over so much on skincare, I got a free little So this is a nice niacinamide and zinc booster. Now, I was super excited to see this. So, I normally get the ordinary skin product because you can see exactly how much of the active ingredients they've got in there. I really like, I'm a little bit of a nerd if you didn't know. I actually did biochemistry at uni, so when I was first getting into skincare, I was actually looking at all the research papers and going through and looking, and a lot talk about concentrations, and I noticed a lot of products don't actually put how much of the active product in their ingredients on their labels, whereas the Ordinary did. So that's why I first went with them. But then I found this in Superdrug, and they are now doing exactly the same, so they are ripping them off a little bit. Now this was on one of the offers, I believe it was, you buy your first one and then you get your second one 25% off. The product on its own costs, let me have a look, £5.99, so not bad. I think it's a little bit more expensive than the Ordinary, but I feel like the Ordinary prices have gone up a little bit. Niacinamide is good for reducing redness and improving the appearance of rosacea, I think that's how you say it, and of acne. Now I don't have either of those, but I do have slight redness in my cheeks just because I'm so fair, and it also helps to improve the skin texture by boosting keratin and a brightening eye gel. So this contains caffeine and it is infused with vitamin C. So vitamin C is really good for sun damaged skin. It's an anti-inflammatory. Same with vitamin E actually, so they're both antioxidants. And yeah, caffeine, you can't cure your puffy eyes, but this product will help. Caffeine, I believe it reduces the blood vessels, it restricts those, so it does take the puffiness away, and I do suffer quite badly with puffy eyes, especially in the morning. So I got this because it's cool feeling, really nice to apply, and it's just refreshing to have on the eyes. So yeah, that is my final product that I got from Superdrug. I really hope you enjoyed this haul. If you did, please don't forget to give my video a thumbs up and subscribe. I'd really love it if you joined this community, and defo don't forget to leave me a comment below. As I always say, I love chatting to you guys. So yeah, anyway, I will see you in my next video. Thank you for watching.